Intel Core Ultra 7 265K Rolex CPU benchmark sleek strong single core performance in Geekbench up to 5.5 GHz. The Intel Core Ultra 7 265K is going to be the second fastest Rolex CPU within the Core Ultra 200K desktop lineup. The chip will feature 20-core 20-thread base clock of 3.9 GHz and boost clock up to 5.5 GHz. The chip will also carry 33 MB of L3 cache and feature a 125PL1 TDP. The CPU has been tested on Gigabyte Z890 ROG motherboard using the high performance profile with 32GB DDR5 memory and features some strong performance numbers. In single core test, the Core Ultra 7 265K Rolex desktop CPU scored 3219 points in the multi-core test and CPU scored of 19433 points in multi-core test. The single core performance put it on top of the single thread performance chart within the Geekbench 6, while the multi-threaded performance is almost on par with the AMD Ryzen 9 9900X, though just a few percent points ahead of its predecessor, the Core i7 4700K. For example, the Core Ultra 7 265K ends up 9.3% faster than the Core i7 4700K in single core test, but only 1% faster in multi-core test. And as we can see here, Core Ultra 7 265 scored 3219, whereas the 14700K scored 2945. And if we talk about the multi-core, Core Ultra 7 scored 19433 and Core i7 14700K scored 19269. The newer AMD Ryzen 9000 Zen 5 CPUs do end up faster in single core test in Geekbench 6, but this is just one benchmark and IPC can vary depending on the application and workload. The Intel Core Ultra 7 265 Rolex CPU should be among the launch lineup, which is expected in 2024. These chips will include 3 SKUs: Core Ultra 9, Ultra 7 and Ultra 5. All 3 chips will be compatible with the latest Z890 motherboard featuring the LGA1851. And if you can see the top 3 lineup, Core Ultra 9, 7 and 5, 24 core, 20 core and 40 core respectively, whereas the boost is 5.7, 5.5 and 5.0 also respectively, and TDP of 125 watt. And if we talk about Intel Core Ultra 5 245K Rolex desktop CPU, almost reaches Core i9 3900K perfect single core, 18% faster than 13600K. Intel Rolex Core Ultra 200K desktop CPUs are launching in October and will include the trios which features Core Ultra 9 285K, Core Ultra 7, Core Ultra 5. All chips will feature an unlocked design base and base TDP of 125 watt. These chips will feature support on the LGA1851 utilized by Intel 800 series motherboards such as the flagship Z890 chipset. We have our first look on the Intel Core Ultra 5 245K, the successor in the Core i5 14600K. The CPU features a total of 14 cores, which are configured in a 6 P-cores and 8 cores designed. The P-core are based on line core architecture and E-core are based on Skymount CPU architecture. The chip features a base clock of 4.2 GHz and a boost clock of 5.2 along with the 24 MB of L3 cache and 125 watt PL1 TDP. And if you can see here, Core Ultra 5 245K scores 2248 in single core and 18354 multi-core score. In terms of performance, the CPU scored against the 3900K in single performance comparing gen to gen gains. The chip boosts an 18.1% uplift in multi-core, but a rather lowly 2% gain in the single core perf. The low core performance could be attributed to the ES nature of the chip since it did not boot up to its full potential, as evidence in Geekbench 5 log. The chip fluctuated between 4.9 to 5.2, showing its unstable nature, which is very common among the engineering sample. And the Core Ultra 7 265 benchmark just leaks out now, and completely different story with single core performance being stronger versus its predecessors, while multi-core performance is more or less the same. And as we can see here, this is really higher than the others, and no doubt with the engineering samples these kind of scores and testings are not accurate, so keep that in mind.